to Jim's Garage Toys. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how to check or change your spark plugs in a 2009 to 2013 Corolla. This will also be very similar in Corollas before and after that. And it will also encompass if you had to change a coil pack, since you do have to remove those to get to the plugs. So without any further ado, we'll get started. So first thing you want to do when you're getting started here is to pull off your cover. Set that aside. So here are your four coil packs, and there is a 10mm bolt holding each one on. And so we have to remove those, and then below there are our plugs that we can go ahead and get to. So for the coil packs, there is a little tab right here. See? And so if you push down on that tab, it will lift up this end and clear the little plastic tab on the coil so it can slide off. So and sometimes they're a little sticky, so a little plastic. And sometimes I find that I have to get a small screwdriver to lift up on that a little bit more. So if they're a little sticky, what I'll do is I'll put the screwdriver right here where I'm kind of lifting up, and then I'll put a little pressure from there, and then it releases. So here you can see that tab. So, and there's just a little catch right there. So I'm going to do that for everyone. Okay, so that's all four of those. And now you can go ahead and remove the millimeter bolts. By the way, if you don't have one of these, this is a great pickup. You'll see me use it in quite a few of my videos. So this little Milwaukee 3/8, great for light work. So all right, so now let's see how they all turn here. So and then just lift straight out. That's your coil pack. One thing that I want to talk about is if you're having any kind of check engine light and you're getting a code that's telling you that it could be this or a plug or something. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the front of the engine right here. So if you're getting a code 301, 302, something like that, then what you want to do is you want to undo this, check your plug, make sure that's not it, but undo this and swap it, like flip it. And then if the code comes back and it's 303 and it was 302, then you know that it's the coil pack that's bad. So a lot of people say to go ahead and replace them all, because if one's going, the rest probably are. So I would stick with OEM and not mess with aftermarket. cheap things. So, but and typically we'll also keep these in order. So, where they came out. So, all right, coil packs are out now, and we have access to the plugs. All right, the 2009 through 13 Corollas use iridium plugs. They're good for roughly 120,000 miles. So you can, I couldn't remember if I had to take this snap off the cover or not. I guess I do. So on this engine, to have a little better access, if you just unsnap this part of the windshield cowling, then you have a better angle. You can get this extension in. This does take a 14mm socket, spark plug socket. If you use a regular 14mm socket, it won't have anything to grab onto. So they make them in two different types. They make them with the normal rubber piece to kind of grab the spark plug, or magnetic. So I actually have one of each, but whatever suits your fancy should do the job for you. So when putting plugs into, I always put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. Doesn't need a lot, just a little bit. These plugs right here just don't have a lot of mileage on them, probably about 7,000 miles, but I got back from a long, almost 6,000 mile trip, so I just wanted to look at them more out of curiosity, and so I thought it would be a good time to do a video and just help show some people how you access them. So I just snug these up, don't over tighten them. There we go. Oh, that's the first one. Repeat this process. For all four of them. And of course, if you're putting new plugs in, you just grab your new plug, put a little anti-seize on the threads. They normally will come gapped at roughly what the car needs at 44, but I always check them. I've found too many plugs that were not gapped properly, so and there's a lot of different tools that you can use to gap. So I like this one because it's smooth. I just insert until I turn it and it stops, and it tells me here where the gap is. This one I don't like as much. It's just got the wires, and if it doesn't slide in, of course it's too tight, but it's just preset, where this one's kind of infinite between everything. But this one does have the little notch in it so that you can tweak and adjust the gap. So the one nice thing too is, if you notice, the plugs for the coils, you're not going to get them mixed up. They're wired for there, and so there's no way to mix them up. They're not going to reach any other plug. So always start your plugs by hand. You want to have that tactile feel. Make sure that it's screwing in easily. Once you know it's going in, then I will go ahead and tighten it by hand until it stiffens up, like it's doing. Just kind of shake it around until you get the socket, spark plug socket loose. So this is just one good way too of checking the health of your engine. Another thing that most people will recommend is when you're putting it back together is put a little dielectric grease for the contact point between the plug and the coil pack. So when installing either new coils or reinstalling them, I like to take some dielectric grease and squeeze a little bit in the end here so that it helps if any moisture gets in there, which really shouldn't, but that way it helps keep the contact. So holes for the screw and the plug. So just put it in. Sometimes you just give it a little kind of twist down and it will sink down into it, line that up. And then the plug, push that on, you just want to hear it click, and that's that little tab I showed you earlier. You can hear it, you're good to go. So, and you repeat that process for all 4 coils. So the final step after you get your coils seated, go ahead and hand thread your $10mm bolts in. And again, these don't have to be any kind of crazy tight. So those are probably tight enough, but I will go ahead and just check them. I feel And this is just plastic, so you don't need to be Superman with them. There you go. Yep. Perfect. So job done. So that is how you can either check or replace your plugs or replace your coil packs. So you have to take the coil packs off anyway, so it's no extra work if you're replacing them. So hope that helps with anybody that's interested in doing that, being able to see it. So if it helps you out, hit the like button. Help us small guys out there, and we'll see you next time.